Dear students, let us go to the actual topic zoology. In zoology, that you may come across that is the paper non-chordata. So before going to non-chordata, let us go to the kingdom Animalia. So last time we have studied that there are the four types of the kingdoms or five: Monera, Protista, Mycota, Plantae, and the Animalia. In which the most of the animals are belong to kingdom Animalia, higher forms, remember. So the kingdom Animalia studied into two main division or the two main here group, and this has been like this way. So one is invertebrate and the other one is vertebrates. So invertebrate, it is also called as non-chordata. It is also called the non-chordata. Vertebrates, these are called the vertebrates or chordates. Vertebrata or chordata. So non-chordata and the vertebrates. So you can see that. So vertebrates and the invertebrates. So here you can see that the non-chordate or the chordate, non-chordate or the chordate, they are also called the invertebrate, vertebrate. How do we differentiate chordates and the non-chordates? There are three again characteristic features which are present in vertebrates, they are absent in the invertebrates. Non-chordates, their non means here actually this chorda, this is the Greek term you can say, and according to Greek terminology, chorda means string, you can say, string, and presence of string in which animals, and they are called the chordates or the chorda. So you remember here there are the three fundamental properties which are present in the chordata or the vertebrates. You can say one is presence of notochord, and second one is presence of nerve cord, and third one is presence of gill clefts. So these are the important characteristic features are present in the vertebrates of the chordata, and these are absent. So like this we can say presence of notochord, absence of notochord, presence of nerve cord, absence of nerve cord, presence of gill clefts, absence of gill clefts. All these are absent here, and these are said to be the invertebrates. Generally, you might be knowing that the chordata and the non-chordata, how do you differentiate? You may say that the animals which are having the backbone, and these are said to be the non-chordates, chordates, and absence of backbone is called the non-chordates. So actually, backbone is not the critical, or you can say character, you can say. Actually, you can say that is, you have to say that in case of the chordata or the vertebrates, presence of all these things, and these are the absent here. Later, once again, you can go through this, what is the chordata and the non-chordata later, but you remember here, it's the invertebrates or the non-chordates or the chordates. So these are like this one, or in other term, once again I will read it here. Invertebrates, you can say, in simple term, you can say that is non-chordata, and this is the chordata. So the kingdom Animalia is divided into two main divisions. One is non-chordates and then the chordata. And this non-chordata has got the total 9 phylums. Once again, it is divided into phylums, the 9 phylums, and this is divided into only or containing only one phylum. That is called the one phylum. So you can say that the kingdom Animalia is divided into the non-chordata and the chordata. Non-chordata has got the 9 phylums, chordata has got only 1 phylum. And further you can come across here, what are the 9 phylums in non-chordates? You might be knowing that already, studied in the previous class, or you can say in previous first year or some other class. So there are totally how many phylums? How many phylums? Number 1 you can say that is Protozoa. Protozoa. Second one is Porifera. Third one is Coelenterata. Fourth one is Coelenterata. Next you can see that is the Platyhelminthes. Platyhelminthes. And fifth one is Aschelminthes. Aschelminthes. And sixth one is Annelida. Annelida. And seventh one is Arthropoda. And eighth one is Mollusca. Mollusca. And ninth one is Echinodermata. So these are the 9 phylums. How many phylums? So the kingdom animal is going to two main division. One is the non-chordata and the chordata. Non-chordata has got the 9 phylums. Chordata has got only phylum. Only phylum, that is chordata itself is called the phylum. So here these 9 phylums are Protozoa, Porifera, Coelenterata, Platyhelminthes, Aschelminthes, Annelida, Arthropoda, Mollusca and the Echinodermata. So these are the 9 phylums. Remember, the invertebrates or the vertebrates have got how many phylums? 9 phylums. So Protozoa. These protozoa, these are the most primitive forms. And proto means, remember, primitive, old or the lower first, most lower animals in the animal kingdom or the animalia, and these are called the protozoa. Zoa means animals, proto means primitive animals are called the protozoa. And most of the protozoa are made by, they are unicellular, or you can say the single cell. They are also called the protozoans. Proto means, once again you write here, protozoa or protozoans. So they are termed as unicellular. What does it mean, unicellular? Unicellular, single cell. They are called the single cell. And so here the Porifera. So they are made by the large number of the cells. So they are called the multicellular. They are called the multicellular. And so hence they are called the metazoans. They are called the metazoans. Metazoan. Multicellular. Their body is made by a large number of the cells. Multicellular. Multicellular animals. And these, once again, these are comes under the multicellular. So the Porifera onwards up to Echinoderms, they are the metazoans. Meta means multicellular. Proto means primitive single cell. Meta means multicellular or the large number of the cell body. So that is one of the, so Porifera to Echinoderms comes under that, the metazoans. Once again based on the layers, once again based on their body layers, they have been classified into, again there are the two types here you can say. We keep aside these, the unicellular or you can say the multicellular, unicellular or protozoans, and these multicellular animals are classified into two types based on that. So the Porifera and the Coelenterata. Porifera as well as Coelenterata, or you can say the comes under that metazoans. But these metazoans again, these metazoans Coelenterate onwards, they have been classified into two types. Diploblastic, they come under that Metazoans here we can't differentiate the diploblast here, the single layer here. So, and these the coelentrates come under that diploblastic. Diploblastic animals. So, Coelentrata platyhelminthes, diploblastic animals. So again you can say, yes, these are the diploblastic coelentrates. And so here you can say these are the platyhelminthes up to echinoderm. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6. Platyhelminthes up to echinoderms, they are come under triploblastic, like this one. These are the coelentrates are the diploblastic and these are the triploblastic. Triploblastic animals. So listen to here. Protozoa unicellular, they keep aside. Metazoans multicellular. All these are comes under the multicellular. These are comes under the multicellular. Complete. You can say up to here. They are the multicellular. These are the multicellular. And so once again, based on that body layer, the animals are higher animals are classified into coelentrates comes under the diploblastic. Coelentrates comes under the diploblastic and platyhelminthes onwards, platyhelminthes up to echinoderms, they come under the diploblastic animal. So they are called the diploblastic animal. You got it? So you remember. So later you can go by step you can say while studying the general characters, the zoology animals means as I told in the beginning, that is the terms, some terms, and that is called the terminology of zoology. Terminology of zoology means you may come across whatever I have given the previous class, that the terms habit, habitat, diploblastic, triploblastic, acoelomate, coelomate, pseudocoelomate, or you can say body cavity, like that way. So all these characters are applicable here. And so with reference to that terms, you can go by, it is very easy to make out or write the general characters of phylums, 9 phylums. It is very difficult to remember one by one the 9 phylum characters. But remember here, these, the simple classification or you can say. So, and with reference to that, the terms, you can write any general characters. So, protozoa means primitive forms or the lower forms. They are made by the unicellular animals. And the porifera onwards, they are called as the metazoans of the multicellular animals. And multicellular, almost the porifera up to echinoderms come under the multicellular animals. In multicellular animals, they have been classified into 2 types, again based on their body layers. You can say there is the body layers. You can say body layers, based on body layers, they have been classified into diploblastic and then the triploblastic. This is the first, you can say diploblastic, and this is the second one, the triploblastic. So coelentrates come under the diploblastic and platyhelminthes onwards come under that the triploblastic. So you can say these are the unicellular, multicellular, diploblastic, triploblastic, like that way. And they are the asymmetrical forms, acoelomate. These are the coelomate forms, but pseudo, here you can say the platyhelminthes come under the pseudocoelomate, and platyhelminth onwards they are come under the true coelomate forms. Again you can apply here. So platyhelminthes, pseudocoelomate, acoelomate, pseudocoelomate, true coelomate, like that way. So it is very easy to make out. With reference to the terms, you can say, those terms we are able to make out, or it is very easy to write or say the general characters of chordata and the non-chordata. So I will wind up here.